making something that's really special, and most of you might be thinking for making that on Eid. And obviously it's a biryani, and I'm making a chicken biryani, and this is such a nice recipe, so please try it. Obviously this is one of my favorites food till now, and out of biryanis, this is my favorite biryani which my mother makes. So let's lead on to the kitchen for making this.
So first itself, I have about 1 kg of chicken, nicely cleaned, washed and cut into small pieces. And you'll need to marinate this chicken. So for that I have a few ingredients. I have about 3 green chilies, but mine are very small, that's the reason I'm using 5. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 piece of ginger, 5 cloves of garlic, 5 cardamom pieces, half a teaspoon of pepper powder, 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, 2 sticks of cinnamon, 2 star anise seeds, and lastly 5 cloves. So put everything into a mixer jar and mix it until you have a nice fine paste. So there I've got the fine paste. Put it into the chicken, add some water, just shake it and again pour that. And then let's mix all that chicken with the gravy so that everything gets incorporated well and our chicken gets marinated well. Then add in some salt to your taste, mix it once again, and then let's keep this mixture for marinating for about half an hour. And once that's done, I have a pressure cooker. Into it I'll add in all my chicken pieces even with the gravy, and then I'll pressure cook it. Our chicken is pressure cooking. Meanwhile I have some rice. This is Basmati rice and I have 750 grams of rice. I'll soak this rice in water, nicely wash it before that, and I'll soak it for 1 hour. Now my chicken is done. As soon as 1 whistle came out of it, I took it, I kept it for 5 minutes, and then I put all that air out, and this is how my chicken is. And you have to strain apart the chicken and the broth. So for that I've set up a strain, and into it I'll dump all my chicken so that separates the water and the chicken from it. And don't throw the water please, because this is badly needed with us for cooking the rice. So keep this water with you, and into another pan add in some coconut oil for frying the chicken, and then slowly place in your chicken pieces one by one. You just don't want it to get deep fried, you just want it to get a little bit crispy in the outside, because when you cook it with the rice you don't want it to break apart. So just make sure you don't deep fry it. Just want a little bit of oil, and into that a few chicken. So now one side of my chicken is done, and I'll flip it over. So be very gentle with it. Even if it just slips out of your tool, it's fine. Just be very gentle, because you don't want the chicken to break apart. So even if it slips off, just be careful, don't break the chicken. So slowly do it very carefully. So my chicken is done now. I flipped it over and both of my sides are done. I'll transfer it into another plate now. So into the same pan, without removing any oil or discarding any excess fat, add in your onions. I have about 2 large onions. And if you feel that your oil is too much, just remove some of it, and then you can keep the rest of the oil, and into it you can add the onions. So just saute your onions well. and add in some salt also. And make sure when you add the salt, be careful because there's a lot of salt in our chicken also. And then just salt everything well. And if you want, you can just close the lid and cook it until it's cooked well. And then just open the lid and mix it once again. And then into it, add half a tablespoon of ginger paste and half a tablespoon of garlic paste. And you want 1 tablespoon both of them together. And sort that also well. And then add in your tomatoes. I have about 4 large tomatoes. And I've just sliced them into thin. You don't want it to get them finely chopped. And you want more tomatoes than your onions. Then your gravy is going to be more tastier. Sort that also well. And again, you can close the lid and cook it if you want, so that it's a bit more fast forward. And before that, just spread it here and there. And once that's done, add in your green chilies. And I'm so sorry, you had to add your green chilies after the onions. Open the lid and give it a mix. Then into it, add in some curry leaves, about a handful. And then you'll need some spices to go with it. I have about 1 tablespoon of Garam Masala, 1 tablespoon of Chilli Powder, half a teaspoon of pepper powder and half a teaspoon of turmeric. And then put all that in and give it a mix. And then add about 1 handful of chopped coriander leaves. And give it also a mix. And then dump in all your chicken pieces and give it a mix. And usually in my recipes you can see I'm showing you all the ingredients at first, but in this recipe I'm not doing that because there were a lot of ingredients. But everything will be there in the description down below, so if you want the correct measures, go check out that. And after giving it a mix, add in your chicken broth, about 2 to 3 tablespoons, not full. And then once again give it a mix. And then close the lid and cook it for about 5 minutes. And now our gravy is ready. Let's keep this aside and get on to cooking the rice. So I had 3 cups of rice, that's 750 grams of rice. So if it is 3 cups, you want the double of them. So you'll need 6 cups. So first measure out the broth. I had about 1 cup of broth, so you'll need more 5 cups of water. So for example, you have 4 cups of rice, then you'll need 8 cups of water. So just double up the quantity of the water, then how much you had the rice. And then into it you'll need some spices, about 5 pepper, black pepper, a few sticks of cinnamon, maybe 2 or 3 small sticks, and 4 cardamom pieces, and you'll need 100 grams of butter also to it. I'm sorry I couldn't get the footage of it. My camera actually stopped working at that time. I had to delete some images and then I had to catch the video. So add in salt. Again, make sure you add salt very little because we have salt in our gravy and even in our broth. And then slowly place in your rice. And this rice, my rice is soaked for 1 hour. And then just spread it here and there so that it cooks evenly. Close the lid for about 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, this is somewhat how it will look. And off the flame by this time. Just start mixing it. And there, that rice has nice bright color. I've not added any artificial color in it. It's just the color of that broth. And even the good taste of that broth, all the spices in the broth. Just spread it here and there and close the lid once again for about 5 minutes and let it cook in that steam. Once that's done, just mix it here and there. It's gonna be stuffed up, so you just want to fluff it up. And then I have a kind of big pan, kind of like an ice cream pan. And into it, place in a layer of your rice. And spread it. And then place in the gravy or the masala of the chicken that we had made earlier. And then today I'm gonna bake it. Just close it and I'll bake it for 5 minutes. But usually what my mother does is, into a non-stick pan, she places it the same way and then she just gives it steam for about 5 minutes. So you can do anything that you want, but today I'll be baking it because that's a bit fast forward. Just place in your gravy. And then again on top, put in your rice. And that's gonna be the final layer of rice. So just spread it here and there. And then let's cover it with an aluminium wrap or aluminium foil, whatever you call it. And let's keep it in the oven and steam it for about 5 minutes so that it comes out well. And then my biryani is ready now. Let's serve it. And there you go, your biryani is ready.
Thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked it. And if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up down below. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And please try this recipe and I'm sure you're gonna love it. Once again, Eid Mubarak to all of you. And I think it's a holiday in most of the countries. So if you have a holiday, enjoy your holidays. Once again, Eid Mubarak. Bye bye.